Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the one behind the one in 10 and 1. In case you missed it, this past Sunday, my client, Brock Osweiler, just ended the New England Patriots' undefeated season at Mile High. I'm sorry, I just had to get that in just for the hell of it. It was a great moment on Sunday. The Denver Broncos, without Peyton Manning, mind you, beat the Patriots in overtime, ending the unbeaten season. And I don't know what was the best highlight. That touchdown in the overtime, or Tom Brady going on one of her, yes, her, Tom Brady's not a man. If Brady's a man, I'm a Vikings fan. Going on one of her many PMSing fits. This complete wuss was out there bitching and moaning about calls against the Patriots that were correct. I mean, seriously, Brady has no right to complain about officials, especially since they've been working for the Patriots ever since 2001. She needs to get over the fact she lost fair and square, and Brady just needs to get the sand out of her vagina. Simple as that. Simple as all that. But the way I see it, the Patriots losing makes up for everything. It makes up for the Packers losing at home to the Bears on Thanksgiving, on a night that was for Brett Favre, to celebrate Brett Favre retires number. And a little bit more on that, what made the whole thing even more emotional, not just Brett's ex-Packer teammates there, but Bart Starr was able to make it there. He was able to make it there. We all remember the story involving Bart Starr. I'm still stuck on Brock. Bart, of course, had health problems recently. He had a stroke about several months ago, but he was able to recover. And make it to the big ceremony, which took place at halftime. So see Bart and Brett up there, the two greatest quarterbacks in history. That was just epic. That really was. That was really epic. And what else? The Patriots' loss also makes up for the Falcons failing to do their one job. All they had was one job, and they lost to the Vikings at home. Now, I said on these past videos and on social media, back when they were 5-0, that the Falcons sucked. You know, I hate being right at these times, especially almost all the time. Not almost, not often, but they suck. The Falcons stink. They started 5-0. They've only won one game since, and they lost to Blaine Gabbert a week before this. So the Packers are back down in second in the NFC North, but it's okay. We'll get back. We'll get back. And the AFC South is starting to look a bit more respectable, as the Colts and the Texans are 6-5. They have winning records, and it looks like it's going to be a dogfight. It's pretty much official. It's going to be down to those two teams in the South. It should be an interesting race. They have a head-to-head matchup left against each other, so we should see how that goes. And it's amazing. It's amazing. You got Matt Hasselbeck, who's 40 years old and hasn't lost a game this season. I mean, it's something. It's really amazing. This division I was kind of really hoping for me this mess, this real big bad train wreck, but it's gotten a little bit better. But it still should be a very interesting race down to the end, down to the final week on January 3rd. And I have to talk about the Browns. Seriously, Browns? Seriously? Only you would lose a game in the way you lost that game. They were about to win it. They were set up to kick the game-winning field goal. What happened? Not only was the thing blocked, it was returned all the way. Are you kidding? Just when I think that the Browns couldn't invent ways to lose a game, they do. I don't get it. I simply can't believe it. And I know it didn't matter to either one of them, because both the Ravens and Browns, that their seasons were dead. Their seasons were dead. But it was still a good game. It was still a perfectly wonderful game. But the ending was just so horrible. How could they lose a game like that? And it's just sad, really. It's just become the nature of the Cleveland Browns, the hard luck Cleveland Browns, the Murphy's Law Cleveland Browns. Whatever can go wrong will, and often does in Cleveland. It's just amazing. And while I'm on the subject of that game, they need to go. ESPN needs to go back to how Monday Night Football games are handed out. Because I remember when I was little, Monday night games were mostly given to the teams that made the playoffs the previous year. I remember the teams that played the Super Bowl got 3 games. Other playoff teams got like 2, and some teams were winning records that either got in or nearly got in and got 1. Now they're giving everybody Monday games. I mean, Baltimore and Cleveland, though the game was good, we all basically watched a game between 2 teams whose seasons were dead. I mean, come on. I mean, the people, the NFL and the networks who make up the Monday night schedule can't predict how a team's going to do that upcoming season. But come on, their seasons were dead. They were going nowhere. Baltimore and Cleveland were realistically eliminated, so they were just playing for the hell of it. So they need to do something and fix how these Monday night games are handed out. We need to go back to that. And though despite that, next Monday's game is Dallas and Washington, and that should be good. I mean, the NFC East has finally become worse than the AFC South this season. And who ever thought that Washington would be in first place entering December? Washington was the biggest train wreck in the National Football Conference. They had a lot more problems other than that name. Yet, here they are, leading the East at 5-6. After beating the Giants, who are also 5-6. Giants have been in first place by themselves, I think, for the last month. But they screwed the pooch on Sunday, and now they're playing catch-up. Dallas at 3-8, and without rolling for the rest of the year, they still have a chance. They'll have a bigger chance should they beat Washington. Especially if the Giants and Philly loses, and Philly is going to lose. They're going to get killed. They got to go to Foxborough against a pissed off. They got to go to Foxborough against a pissed off Patriots team. As the saying goes, hell hath no fury like a woman scored, and Tom Brady is definitely a woman scored. I just had to get that in there. But on to a real number 12. Today is the birthday of the best quarterback in the NFL today, the bad man, Aaron Rodgers. And after he celebrates his birthday, he's going to get down to business and take care of the Lions on Thursday. That's going to start week 13. Week 13. Lucky 13. It's going to be a crazy week. Especially since, like I said, it's December now. Time for the playoffs talk to start. Teams can clinch. I think 3 teams can clinch this week. New England, Cincinnati, and Carolina can lock in playoff spots this week. But that's amazing. Nobody clinched last week. New England and Carolina had a chance to clinch last week, but all 3 can clinch. They just need a win and a little bit of help. Matter of fact, New England can win the division, but all they had to do was win, and the Jets had to get beat. Let's talk about Carolina. Carolina's the one team standing. They're the one unbeaten team left at 11-0, and I don't know if they're gonna lose a game this season. I don't know. Their schedule seems a bit cushy. They have 2 games left against Atlanta. Falcons don't have a chance against them. They lose to everybody and anybody, so they're gonna get killed by Carolina. Like I said, so it should be an interesting week. The moral of this story: if you're undefeated, don't go up against people named Brock. That's starting to become a trend lately. So with that, I say, enjoy the playoff push, because it's underway.